All right, well, welcome to Deer Week, everybody. Every year, the Outdoor Channel has a week specifically for deer. So we're gonna go through the backpack, kind of show you what we take to the deer stand, take a little bit less equipment, and I try to go pretty low profile when I deer hunt. So just gonna kind of show you what I got here. So obviously, optics are big. So I like a set of 10 by 42 forge. They're great for any conditions. I just love the 10 by 42, they're my favorite. So I love the Bushnell forge, best of their line. The Rangefinder. Probably the most important tool that I bring in my pack. And the reason I put them in my pack is when I'm climbing up or down, you know, you're running into limbs, you got steps, and I don't like to get them caught up. So I put them in my pack, make sure I'm safe in the tree, and then I put my stuff on. That way it doesn't pull and hit you in the face or whatever. If you fall, you know, wring your neck, anything like that. I always bring an extra rangefinder just in case my battery dies. This year, I didn't have an extra rangefinder with me. My rangefinder fell out of the tree, and about a half an hour later, I killed my biggest buck ever. So luckily, he came in at 20 yards, and I didn't have my backup, but I didn't need it, thank goodness. I always take some spray, scent elimination spray, the calming zone, which is basically, you know, like deer herd in a can, especially if I'm in a spot where deer can come from any direction. I like to goop the tree up good with this, and just kind of provides a little bit of cover scent, hoping to make the deer a little bit calmer. Bring an extra release, just in case something happens, you lose it, falls out of the tree. This is the T-Rex from True Ball. And I just switched to this last year. It's a great release. But one thing about these is they're not always connected to your body, so you can lose them a lot easier. And after using the Beast, which is a wrist type release, after using it for 12 years, this was a little tough to get used to, and I have dropped it a few times. So it's always good to have an extra one of those. I keep the Bone Collector Havalon in my pack too. This is a great knife. I've used it in all kinds of situations. Cool thing about it is it's got a regular blade for, you know, a little bit bigger projects like getting the hips off, quartering them out, separating the head from the neck, that kind of thing. And then of course it's got the ever popular replaceable blade on it, which I love too. And then I always carry this little sharpener so I can sharpen this blade. And when I go to cape and stuff like that, I don't want my Havalon blade quite as sharp. So if this gets dull, I'll just hit this blade with it a couple times just to keep it nice and sharp. If it's too sharp, you can make mistakes around the eyes and the mouth and stuff and nose, and so I don't like my blade super sharp when I'm caping, so I just touch it up every once in a while with this. Moving on from there, we're going to get into some of the code blue and decode stuff that I like to bring. Obviously, scent elimination wipes. If you get up in your stand, you're sweating, you can wipe your face off, whatever. Or you can use it for the bottom end too if you need to, and those are great for that. And then I always bring a drag rag, so I can hang this in a tree over a scrape. I can put some code blue doe and estrus scent and drag it into my stand if I want to. Several different applications for the drag, but I really like these. They work really good. The wick works great, and that's a great little tool to have. Some other real essentials are my calls. So this is my favorite grunt call, Bone Collector game calls. It's got the snort wheeze on the top, and it's kind of this growl on the bottom, or roar, or whatever, you know, whatever you call it, but you can really get after it and it doesn't break over like a duck call. So that's a really great call to have. And then we've got what we call the bag of bones. It's just a bunch of synthetic sticks in this rubber bag, and it really resonates through the woods. So I like it a lot, and I actually rattled my biggest buck of my life in this year with it, 210 incher from Kansas. So works great. Keep it in your pack. You don't need a big bulky set of horns. Always keep a little bit of string wax just in case my string needs waxing. You can put it on nuts and bolts to keep them tight. Or I guess in a bad situation, you can put it on your lips if you had to. So I always bring the Hunter Safety System Lifeline. I've always got one of these in the bottom of my pack. Sometimes you hunt stands that you haven't hung, or you know, maybe there's no lifeline, so I can throw one of these up quick if I know I'm going to be there for a couple of days, and just have that added safety. You know, you're locked in from the time you leave the ground up to the stand and then back down. You never have to get unhooked. So the Lifeline is really key, and no matter what brand you use, you should have those in all your stands, and then there's no way you can fall. So, and then I bring a pull-up rope to pull up my bow. A lot of the stands that I hang, I put them in them, and I like a little bit bigger rope. It doesn't get tangled as much, it's easier to pull, and then when you're letting your bow down, it doesn't burn your hands. The Easy Hanger, another one of those tools I never leave home without. These things are so key. There's a small one that's about 6 or 8 inches long. There's the double, and then there's also a triple. So you can put it into the tree. I like to put it right over the top of my head in the tree, and then that way when the deer's coming or whatever, all I got to do is stand up, grab my bow off it, or even if I'm sitting, I can grab it and then I'm ready to go. But these are great too, and if you're somewhere rifle hunting, you can put them in your tree and you can actually lean right on them and use them as a rifle rest if you're in an open tree and you don't have a rest. So a lot of uses for the easy hanger. This is a tool that every whitetail hunter should have in their bag, no matter what. And then I always just throw in a step or another little hook if you want to hang your backpack on it. If you need to get a little higher in the tree, sometimes camera guys need to hang stuff on them. They work really good. So another thing I like to take is this Liquid Luck from Big & J, and this is just a scent. And you can put this in spots. Obviously in some places it's not legal. I only use it where it's legal, but another great product that you can stick in your bag to use as an attractant. And that stuff works really well too. So this pretty much rounds out my whitetail gear. Like I said, if I'm elk or moose hunting, you know, I take some different things. Take a bigger pack, obviously, so I can pack some stuff out. But when I go to the whitetail woods and I'm in the tree, this is pretty much my setup. Sometimes maybe not quite this much stuff. I like to go pretty low profile since we're kind of in and out. You know, hunt mornings and evenings. Maybe in the heat of the rut, we might hunt all day. Then I'll put a couple snacks and always have a water bottle in my bag. So thanks for checking us out. Make sure you tune into Deer Week. All this week there's going to be great shows, great deer hunts on the Outdoor Channel. And we just kind of wanted to show you what we take in our pack to the whitetail stand.